Hey guys, hopefully you can hear me. I hope this can pick me up. You never can tell, man. I think it's good. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So how is everybody doing today? Welcome to Friday Night. How's everybody doing today? Yes, as you can tell by the title, we are going to get spooped, which means if you have any recommendations, donate a super chat, and I might be able to watch your video. I already plan on watching videos anyways, but if you guys want me to react to something specific, I won't do over an hour long video. I'm not going to just spend a live stream reacting to a video that's over an hour. But if you have anything that you guys want me to watch that might not be over an hour, then I might gotcha. But I don't think I want to sit down here for like 7 hours watching hour-long videos and stuff. But Cheyenne, Olivia, Jason, Jojo, how are you guys doing today? Yeah, it sounds good. How are you? I'm doing pretty good, Jojo. Thank you so much for asking. Love the name. Love the name. Got good news yesterday. Did you get good news? Okay, what kind of good news did you get? Hopefully you can share with us. I'm going to put my headset on. I don't have to really right now, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it anyways. But yeah, it's been a pretty okay day so far. I'm doing good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad you're doing good. By the way, slay that like button, guys, if you're hopping on in here and are getting ready to watch a lot of spoopy shit with us, because yeah, I plan on watching some probably creepy videos today on the live stream. And as you can tell, I'm actually very much in a mood. I'm very much in the mood because I actually have my spoopy cup. And it does have coffee in it. It does have coffee in it. I should have been cutting back on the coffee, but I cannot help myself. I cannot help myself. Hello. Hi, hey everybody. Hey, if you're all hopping on in, please say hello. It means a lot. How is everybody doing on this fine Friday afternoon? Thank you guys so much for joining me. Really appreciate that. Yeah, we will be, yep. Again, if you did not hear, I will be reacting to some scary videos today. And again, if you do a watching video stream today, yes, it is a watching video stream today, yes. Which means if you have any recommendations and you guys want me to watch anything after I pick out a couple videos myself, then all you have to do is donate a super chat. And if you have anything that you want me to watch, I will watch it. It just can't be like an hour to 2 hour long video, because that's going to take a lot of time of me sitting here and just watching a video. And I'd rather talk to you guys on my live streams too at the same time. So if you have anything that's reasonable time and everything, definitely link me up in the comments right there. Hey, Peachy, how are you doing? Thank you so much for hopping on in. I shared the link on Facebook. Hopefully everybody's starting to see that, because I know for a fact YouTube does not like to notify everybody when I do my live streams, which pisses me off, but what can I do, really? What can I do besides kind of just hold out hope? I don't know why I took my glasses off. I have to be able to read the comments, but there we go. Cheyenne, I think I have suggested a few videos before, but no big deal. If you did and I didn't get to those videos, definitely throw them back at me, because that means I have to go over to Facebook and try to do some research and try and find these videos, and that could take a while. So if you have any videos that you want to recommend to me, I do apologize not getting to them at some point. I really do, because there are so many videos I have to watch. But during this live stream, if you have any videos that you want me to watch, then definitely would be the time to probably throw those at me. I know I feel bad all the time for when people recommend stuff and I never get to those videos. I always feel bad, because it's like, I do tell you guys I will try to get to those videos at some point. It's just I never can sometimes. Sometimes I'm just very busy. Because if I'm not filming, I'm editing. And if I'm not editing, I'm filming practically almost all the time. How to get it to you? Oh, you have me on Facebook, so just link me up in Facebook. That should probably work fine. Yeah, if you have Facebook, yeah, if you want to link me up, then that's fine. Yeah, I shared this with the hopefully the community is already starting to see that I'm live, because I fucking hate when YouTube does not notify everybody. Like, I'll get people telling me they weren't notified until like 10 hours after the fact that when I was live, and it's like, are you serious? That's bullshit. Especially when they turn on their bell notifications, go out of the way to turn on the bell notifications, and YouTube still doesn't notify them. What happens when you're not editing or filming most of the time? When I'm not editing or filming most of the time, I am working out at the gym or asleep. That's basically mostly what I do. I've been going to the gym recently because I feel like I am getting out of shape by just doing nothing but editing and filming all the time, and I really want to get back into shape, so I've been going to the gym a lot, hopefully to get back into good shape. I never get notifications for these streams. Yeah, isn't that bullshit? Isn't that bullshit? Yeah, you're not the only one. You are not the only one. Amna, how are you doing? Thank you so much for hopping on in. How are you doing on this fine Friday afternoon? And yes, we will be, guys, we will be watching some scary videos at some point, so be on the lookout for that. We're gonna talk for a little bit first, but then we're gonna dive into the scary stuff, the spoopy stuff. And I will mention my sponsor, by the way. I know a lot of you guys already are aware of the sponsor, but I will bring up the sponsor again because it's awesome. I've never had a sponsor before. Yeah, the YouTube mods are really messed up. Yeah, they really are. They're pretty shit right now. They really fucking are, man. I am having a decent day. Thank you. I am having a decent day. How are you doing today? That's the question. How are you doing on this fine day? Hope you're having a good day. I am having a good day. Thank you, guys. Jason, Peachy, do you have the bell to set the notifications? Awesome name, by the way. I also got a... Oh, there's the first link. Thank you, Cheyenne. Thank you, Cheyenne. I appreciate that. Yeah, for some reason, if you guys can hear that, by the way, I'm not sure if you guys can hear that. Here, I'm going to turn off the desktop audio while she sends those, because you're going to be able to hear the notifications if I do not. So, you're good now. You're good now. Getting ready to travel for my convocation. Oh, cool. Cool. Okay, thank you, Cheyenne. There's the first super chat. Again, if you guys were not aware, if you donate a super chat, I will eventually watch something that you recommend on this video today. So if you guys want to link me up with something that you want me to watch, again, let's not give me like an hour to 2 hour long video, but if you guys have anything, and if you do that, then I will probably do that as a separate reaction, because that is just a 2 hour video and I gotta like sit down and watch that thing fully and understand what I'm watching. But if you have anything that is at a reasonable time that you want me to watch today, donate a super chat and I will get to what you guys want me to watch. I like doing these types of live streams every once in a while because I know there's a lot of content that a lot of people want me to watch, but I just sometimes never get to them right away. So this is what this is for, kind of. My blood clot is completely gone. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Olivia. I am glad to hear that. Awesome. Congratulations. I am so glad to hear that. I really am. That is awesome. Hell yeah. Yes, I do, Jason. It still doesn't notify me. Isn't that bull? I fucking hate that. Multi-billion-dollar thing, and there's issues like that. It's crazy. They probably have some of the best people working for them too when it comes to like computers and stuff. YouTube is so buggy sometimes. It really is. It really is. Yeah. It can be shit. Let's be blunt. YouTube can be shit sometimes. No offense to YouTube, because they are really the people who are paying me right now to do this kind of thing, but let's face it. I hate that. I hate when it doesn't, when it says it doesn't notify anybody. I just, that is annoying. That is annoying. So if you guys are part of the community and love seeing these live streams and stuff, and you want to help me out, if these things are not notifying people that I'm live, go around and share the videos, because that will at least let people know that I am live right now, because sometimes people don't look at the messenger, and I'm always trying to make sure people are seeing that I'm going live right now, and sometimes they just don't, which sucks, because it's like, damn. I want to see who has seen the message so far. It seems like a few of you guys have seen the messages through Facebook. That's good. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. You would think that the company that gets so much money, I know, you would think, but sometimes these just, yeah, they don't care. And if they do care, I mean, there could be a lot behind the doors that we're not aware of, but they could just update the mods instead of keeping the same ones. True, true, true. I don't know much about what goes on behind the scenes. I just do what I do for myself, but... yeah, I agree. I agree. By the way, if you guys are hopping on in here, hit that like button. I know I've seen a lot of people are hopping on in here, so hit that like button, guys. It really means a lot. So, thank you guys so much. We have 10 viewers now. Thank you so much. If you guys are hopping on in, say hello. Yeah, we are about to get started with some video reactions, so I hope you guys are ready for that. Hey, Jordan, did you get the word spoopy from the meta psychics? I did not. I actually got that from the boys. They say it a lot, so I got that from them, but I did not get it from them. And already my computer is just being dumb. I had you over here. Thank you very much. So the first thing I'm going to go ahead and react to is, let's see what Cheyenne sent me really quick. Let us see via, okay. Ooh, cool. That might be an interesting video. Hold on one sec, guys. It's 15 minutes long. That's not that long. That's not that long. This could be very interesting. We're going to go ahead and react to this. Thank you so much for sending this, Shannon. It means a lot. Okay, guys. We got our first video, and she did donate a super chat, so I will be reacting to this video. So, here we go. Search that bad boy up. Click on that. Okay, VFX artists debunk ghost footage. This could be very interesting. Okay. First things first, make that widescreen. Bam, perfecto. Let's see here. I'm gonna have to exit out of Facebook because my internet is not agreeing with me right now. Hopefully it does, because I would like to do this. Okay. Cam and Firefox. Let me scoot over here, right here, and we're gonna go ahead and watch our first video. Turn on the desktop audio, and hopefully you guys can see that. Okay, this is our first video reaction today, thanks to Cheyenne. So let's go ahead and watch this thing, and I will give you guys my opinion as we go on through. So here we go.
On camera. Hopefully we can convince you that these are fake.
And if visual effects are at play. And you can hold my hand if you want to. I'll be honest, this one's pretty good.
That one was pretty good.
What is a ghost? Nico, have you ever seen a ghost or had a ghostly premonition?
No, I don't believe in ghosts. All of my experiences can be explained with science.
I actually haven't either. I totally have not. I know that people out there, when they have an experience like this, they swear by it. So while we don't have that emotional connection to these clips, we do have a few years of VFX experience under our belt. Hopefully we can convince you that these are fake.
As visual effects artists,
hey,
we can
we'll see.
analyze
We'll
the
see.
pixels, figure out if we are looking at real ghost footage and if visual effects are at play. We're not going to get into arguments about what happens after you die or anything like that. Leave that up to the frothy comment section down below. So some of these videos have like 20 million views.
I'm just imagining the person who watches like 1 or 2 ghost videos, and then the YouTube algorithm's just like, you like ghosts, huh? Wall of ghost videos. It's about to happen to you.
Yeah, it will. It will. We'll go ahead and watch this part really quick.
Oh goodness, what do we have here? Ghosts caught on camera. All right.
Damn.
Okay, so the ghost is wrecking the place. So first off, okay, it's a ghost. So a ghost is a person. You have to pick up the spoon and ghostly throw it. You don't go like ghost spider web to a spoon and then yank it across the room. So that's what it seems like. This is like Ghost Spider-Man who wants a spoon. Okay, so obviously option A, ghosts are real. The end. Option B. I have a pretty good feeling we're just looking at some strings pulling stuff. All right, now we have a lot of focus on this drawer.
It's one of the drawers that's quite well framed in the shot. Not any of the other drawers in the kitchen.
Exactly, but also think about this too now. If you're gonna tug on that with a string, you only have 2 locations you can do it. You don't want to contaminate the space by standing in the room, creating unnecessary like shadow or something like that. So you're either hiding behind that door or you're off frame right around the camera.
I would say the off frame, only because like I feel like I would see a shadow by the door if they were standing next to the door. But the way that the drawer could have opened, they could have opened it from over there, and then it kind of went off in that direction. The spoon went off in that direction. So I would probably go with that option.
Right around the camera. Just so happens to be the direction that most of these objects are traveling.
The door that opens also follows that same logic.
There's probably a dude. Sorry. There's a dude around frame right, and he's got 2 little strings, some fishing lines, something small, and one's attached to the handle of the drawer. The other one is already attached to the silverware inside it.
I can't see any evidence of visual effects, but this would be so easily faked that you have to go with the more plausible explanation. Their whole TikTok is
I don't know if I would go with fake just yet, but I guess I could see where they are going with fake, because yeah, it's a bit questionable. It's a bit questionable.
ghost related, by the way. So really, here's the question. Is the influencer Ben and Lainey, or is it the ghosts?
I mean, is the ghost getting a cut?
Ooh, I like that one.
Ooh.
Oh, that's just some guy vaping out of his car window. I'll be honest, this one's pretty good.
Yeah.
But look out, there's some smoke on the front left bumper too, see?
I don't think it's smoke.
If it's smoke, it's not dissipating the way...
No,
smoke
it's
should.
going completely like
Little
straight. That's
flicker
weird.
of white at the bottom corner of the screen on the car's bumper. It feels like it's something really close to the lens that's out of focus.
Well, it's a crappy like infrared sensor too, so you might get some sort of streaking or trails.
I do not see evidence of visual effects here.
No.
Could we remake this effect? Yeah, we totally could. Like, this is something you could do in visual effects and you could have it be flawless and be hard to see how it's made. But the other things, like, would a VFX artist think to just put a random little blob down by the car's bumper? No, they probably wouldn't. You know, that kind of stuff.
And it's like, why would they? I mean, there's a lot of fucking effort that would go into a small video like that. Like, why would you want? I mean, I guess it would for views. I mean, you could get a lot of views just by faking a ghost video. I mean, let's be real here. You could really get a lot, but, yeah.
It was very accidental. Oh, you know, I think I figured out what it is. This could be like a porch or something like that. And it could have something above it, and somebody could have just stomped on the ground, and a little bit of dust went psst from up in the rafters and it just floated by. And it's only like a few feet away from the camera. So you have dust coming off the left too.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Oh, you got it.
Oh, yeah.
You got it. You got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
That's interesting. That was cool. That was cool. That is interesting. Yeah, okay. Okay, that one I can see being faked and debunked, yeah.
I got it.
All right, moving on. No ghost.
It's funny,
That could be
once you,
dust.
Like, get it and you see it, you're like, oh, that's it. You just know. This is just low shutter speed.
It's a low shutter speed on an infrared sensor. Look at the particles streaking. So this is the trailing effect I'm talking about. You see like dust streaking across the lens here? If you look at footage of old video cameras, it happens all the time with hot spots as well. Either we're dealing with trailing artifacts on the infrared sensor or a low shutter speed.
But not just like having a low shutter, but having a shutter that's kind of like averaging or putting together these long exposures. Like,
Yeah.
most cameras take a frame 24 times a second or 30 times a second, but sometimes you need so much light that you can only capture a frame, say, once every half second or once every second. Something like the background, which isn't moving, will appear really solid, but the person who's moving is basically just turning into a big motion blur as they keep going across.
Yeah, but you can also see the snow or whatever it is falling too, yeah.
It's being illuminated is because the camera itself is pushing out infrared light into the space for it to pick up, for the sensor itself to detect. And once you start getting that far away, you're leaving that natural area of where the infrared light is. Because look how bright everything is.
Okay, that's it. That's a very good deduction right there. Yeah, I would not have known that.
Whoa, interesting.
His camera's getting screwed up.
That's a cool like data mosh effect going on. Okay, I wonder if this is just the codec glitching out and not updating parts of the image as the person walks through it. So the parts that say static, basically the computer goes, okay, I'm just gonna give you a picture, and you just hold this picture until I tell you that there's new data there. And that's basically how it saves space in terms of compressing the video.
Right.
So like the house, the tree, everything around here that's not moving, it's basically just a still picture that's been told to just stay on frame for as long as possible. And so as this person gets close, it could be glitching out and keeping some of that there and not updating it with new information. Because it's dark and you just have one tiny little moving thing on screen, it could be that it's just too little movement to trigger the codec to create a new keyframe, basically to add new data to it or to add new data to the block.
The way they're talking, I don't understand like 99.9% of this stuff, but that's interesting that they're saying this stuff because it's like, wow, all these videos I actually used to see, and I'd be like, yeah, that's a bit weird. But to a casual a casual viewer, that might be a bit strange. But to them, it's like they can really pinpoint and actually know what they're talking about. It's very interesting.
What you're about to witness on this video can only be described as an assault.
These two fine gentlemen were minding their own business in the stairwell when they were brutally assaulted by a ghost.
He then endures a very brief but very aggressive session of some paranormal ground and pound.
Ground and pound.
Ground and pound.
All right, so visual effects. We finally have some visual effects. This one's really straightforward. It's pretty clearly a locked off camera. The guys go and they do their first pass, and then their friend goes and does the second pass as the ghost. And they just literally layer the footage on top and make it transparent, and then run all of this through the crappiest, most degrading color grade and color filters and smudge and blur and all
Have you
that stuff.
guys ever noticed like a lot of the best kind of paranormal footage is always like with the shittiest types of cameras, like some of the most shittiest quality cameras, more than likely for a good reason too.
This is a useless security camera if this is actually what it looks like. No one would ever put a security camera in a stairwell like this that has zero light and can't get you an image.
Okay,
Ghost.
I can see that one being
Imagine
fake.
that ghost though, and your unfinished business was kicking the shit out of that guy. There's one guy I got to mount and deliver a paranormal grounded pound to. It's like, yes, I finally kicked Kevin's ass. The following clip was filmed while my mom and I were on vacation. We decided to leave our cats home alone for the few nights we would be gone. Jesus Christ! That cat.
Oh, this is creepy.
The mirror adds a nice cinematic touch. Oh, there's a second cat.
Fucking hell.
And you can hold my hand if you want to.
Okay, I'm good.
All right, so the first thing that jumps out to me is this being fake. If you look closely at the table when it shakes, you can see that it's been composited in because you can see it fade in and out over the background footage. So they filmed that separately and they stuck it on top of the footage that they have there.
That, yeah, okay. See, I would not have caught that off the first viewing. That's a good eye. That's a really good eye.
So the VFX there basically debunk this whole shot, but let's take a look at the rest of it and see what else stands out as evidence of this being faked. So the shadow in the hallway, based on the reflection, the light casting that shadow is on the ground around the corner. So somebody set up a light on the floor, and you know, most people don't put their lights on the floors. Also, the door gets pulled shut in the same spot from where the person was casting the shadow. How convenient that the things that get moved get pulled towards where the people would be. The camera getting knocked off the shelf is unique. I would assume that somebody else is in this room with a string. One of the things is they don't show you the end of the shot. Like, if the camera kept recording, it was pointing at the wall.
Now, hey, I just thought of this. What it could have been was a cat could have been on that chair and moved it, and they might have did a time skip to get to the parts where the paranormal took place. But I really doubt that. That's just a possibility. But the way he's saying it right now actually makes a lot of sense, actually. Yeah, that's a bit
continue the shot
fishy.
Points in the wall.
Yeah.
In fact, what's more likely is the camera fell off the shelf.
And then it fell, and then there's like a dude right by the table. I was like, oh, yeah. Well, I guess we'll cut this part.
Secondly, the cat that comes around the corner and looks at us happens to look in the direction of where the table was shaking. In other words, if there's a person hiding in this room calling the cat, they would have to be below the camera in order to shake the table, call the cat who happens to look in this direction, and then pull a string or whatever and knock the camera down. The cat's motion on the left really implies that there's a person by the table / camera.
See, look at that cat look at the person on the floor.
Yeah.
Looking at the camera a little bit.
Yeah.
Ears twitch.
Hear the ears twitching?
Ears twitch back up.
See, yeah,
back.
The cat gave us a clue.
So even though this is a fake clip, I still actually really like it. You know,
it's pretty good. It's pretty decent.
The cat acting is really well done.
That was a pent-up scream from all these scares. The only way I can keep a clear head is if I let tiny screams out occasionally. A door has opened.
Ooh.
Let's see if something else moves now. That's usually how it goes.
That was loud.
I feel like we're gonna get a locker slam. Yeah. That convenient window there. Like, it's only mysterious if people like us can't just look at it and go, oh yeah, there's a window there where someone could easily reach through and wiggle that thing.
Yeah.
Come on, ghost.
Spooky face. Is it gonna be the slippery sign? Yeah. Called it.
Wow, that ghoster has some good dramatic timing.
Yeah.
The ghost slipped.
That was the ghost slipping.
I can't believe this person got 20 million views of this video.
What are we doing?
As a professional YouTuber for over a decade, when I see a video like this that gets 20 million views, and I think about how much work we put into our videos, sometimes it's tough. That's the real scary moral of this situation.
Yeah. I'm not joking. I have 1.4 thousand videos, yet Sam and Colby has only posted like a week's worth of videos, like maybe like 7 videos onto the reaction channel, and they have over 500,000 subscribers, and I'm still sitting at a solid 13,000. I have no issue with that. I'm just saying, it's crazy how YouTube works. You put a lot of effort into videos, editing them, filming them, and everything like that, but sometimes people just like simple things, and that's fine. It's fine.
This is probably a real camera that they just stuck up on like a ladder.
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah, that one's probably fake, yeah.
Like.
Exactly. And you can see how high they're mounting these cameras. So just that alone right there kind of puts this one to bed.
This camera is literally at the height of picture frames. This camera is as high as this. It's like, have you ever seen a security camera mounted at like just above head level?
Yeah, just someone back there slamming the door. There's a
not even the gym down at the end of the street has cameras that low. They're always on the top of the ceiling, and for obvious reasons. But yeah,
right there, which provides a perfect entry point to push on that locker. And then strings, bro. We can talk about strings all day, but
strings are great. You can do a lot with strings. Like you're out there like, I need a really good computer to do visual effects. Like, no, just literally black thread.
Like when I watch this stuff, I'm like, I'm not even trying to analyze it for VFX. I'm just going, I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of a ghost. It's like, I'm a ghost. I go to school. I'm like, slam, shake, randomly open a door, some stuff falls out. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Then he slips on the floor. Like, are ghosts just drunk? I want to help recreate what a ghost does when it goes into a house. It's just like, yeah, I'm a ghost. It's like, what are you doing? Just bumping into crap.
Yeah. Okay, that was pretty good.
After we recorded this video, I heard some really weird noises from this hallway. Maybe somebody's just playing a prank on us, but I grabbed my sound recorder. Let's go in there, see what we can discover, okay? Oh, I'm hearing something. Hold on, I gotta turn it up.
Oh, great spirits, if you are there, make yourself known.
I've really been enjoying CordoDigital.com. No ads.
Okay, I think that was the end of their video. They have an ad playing right now. Yeah, they have an ad playing, it looks like.
All the Cordo.
Okay. First video done. Thank you so much for sending that in. If I can get back to the screen, thank you very much. Okay, that was very interesting. Thank you guys for joining, by the way. I'm sorry I didn't get to your comments. No ground and not ground and pound. It's more like a ghost tickle fight. Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it really, really is. Thank you so much for sending that in, Cheyenne. That was a very interesting video. Hope you get more. Hi, Jordan. Hey, Phobe. Thank you so much for joining. How's everybody doing? Akonk. I really hope I'm pronouncing your name right, and if I'm not, dude, you have a permission to call me a dumbass on the comments. Hey, Jordan, glad I can make it for the Friday Fright Night. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good, man. Thank you so much for asking. I really appreciate that. Yeah, again, guys, if you want to donate a super chat to have me react to something on camera today, I will do it. Please don't make it like an hour or 2 hour long video. If you have something that maybe like under 15 minutes, 20 minutes, then that's fine. But yeah, it's I don't want to sit down for like 2 hours and watch a video, because that's more me just sitting down and watching a video instead of talking to you guys and enjoying conversations. Name's Jasmine. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining. Hey, Adam, thank you so much for joining, man. Yes, Friday Fright Night. I'm so excited. By the way, slay that like button, guys. See, you're hopping on in here. And by the way, I would like to mention my own sponsor right now, and the link is in the description if you guys want to check them out. But do you like my jacket? Do you like my JCARTS Arts jacket? Let me stand up without knocking anything over, but look at that jacket. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Now, I can't show you the full thing, but it's very comfy. It's very comfy. And I got it from fanscustom.com. And if you enter JCARTS in the discount box on their website, you can get 10% off. And I think the website itself is having a sale right now. So best time to walk on in there and get yourself a custom made jersey, hoodie, shorts, whatever you guys want. You can even get JCARTS Arts put on your thing. So I mean, hey, I mean, it's awesome. It's custom and it's very comfy. Again, I was kind of mind blown when I put mine on because it was really comfortable. The quality is actually pretty decent. So if you guys are wanting to check them out, link in the description. It really helps me out. I mean, it really shows that I was actually not a bad choice for a. I went brain dead right there. I wasn't a bad choice to sponsor, is what I was going to say, for them. So if you guys really want to help me out, go on over there, get yourself something, get 10% off by entering JCARTS in the box. It really does mean a lot. Watching from Ibiza. I've never heard of that place before. That's cool. Oh, I got more from them, but I'll save them for another time. Okay. Yeah, no, that was a really enjoyable reaction. Thank you. I was kind of intrigued by that. If the cat saw a ghost, it would have looked at the ghost. Yeah, it would have ran. It would be hissing. It would not be in a good mood. Great video choice. It really was a great video choice. I was really entertained by that. Really entertained. Thank you guys for the likes, by the way. We're almost to 20 likes already. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Planning to get one soon. Hell yeah. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Yeah, if you head on over there, do it, because like that right there will help me out. You have no idea. It'd be cool to get some. I don't pick, like, if someone messages me, and I've gotten this several times, if someone messages me to be a sponsor or like to sponsor my channel, I sometimes don't do it. And I did once where I got one of their products. Someone sent me one of their products, and I used it, and I was checking it out and everything, but I thought the product was such shit. I decided not to kind of promote it on my channel because I didn't want to lie to you guys, telling you guys that this is a great product. I didn't do that. But this actually is a pretty fucking nice jacket. So, you excited for Halloween Ends trailer? Yes, I am. I cannot wait to see that Halloween. Of course, I'm going to do a reaction to it. But yeah, Halloween Ends trailer drops on the 20th. I'm very excited. Very excited. They do a lot of rating CGI in movies. Oh, okay. So I see why they would be a channel for you. That's awesome. Search up images of Ibiza and Spain, and a weird pronounce, but it's Ibiza. Okay, it's Ibiza. Okay, that's interesting. No, I've never heard of the place, so I'll have to definitely do some research on that. Sam Woods, I am glad you made it, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you guys are enjoying the Friday Fright Night again. Did you like the Orphan 2 trailer? I didn't react to the Orphan 2 trailer because I still haven't seen the first Orphan film, and I feel like if I reacted to the second trailer, I'd probably get spoiled on things, but so I decided not to watch it, but I've heard pretty good things about the trailer. I hope to do a movie reaction for the Orphan at some point, hopefully. If I can ever find the Orphan. Named Jed, planning to get one soon. Francis, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate you hopping on in here. Watching from the UK. Hell yeah, I appreciate that. I'm surprised to see how many fucking people watch me from the UK. Like, mind blown. I just looked up a beautiful crystal clear water. Hell yeah. That's some of the... I would love to go swimming in like an ocean just full of crystal clear water. But yeah, guys, I don't know if you guys are hopping on in here. I see a few people hopping on in. If you guys are just jumping on in here, if you guys donate a super chat, I will react to a video. Hopefully the video is less than 2 hours long, but if you have a video recommendation that you want me to check out, I will watch it here on the live stream. My week was okay. I've been kind of keeping it easy on my arm because my arm is getting worse. It's spasming. It wants to lock on me. I hate that, but I've been editing most of the week, going to the gym every night. Any plans to watch Resident Evil series on Netflix? Possibly. I'm kind of curious about it. I've heard some pretty mixed things, but more actually decent things than mixed. So I might check it out at some point. I just finished season 1 of Stranger Things. My reactions are up on Patreon right now. So if you guys want to see season 1 of Stranger Things, then all my reactions are up on the Patreon page. I might post them to the channel at some point, but for right now, they are up on Patreon. They should make a live-action Danny Phantom. That would be interesting. That'd be interesting. As a matter of fact, Danny Phantom was not a show I would watch all the time. I wouldn't watch it that much back when I was younger. But I heard a lot of good things. I know a lot of people love Danny Phantom. You know what's sad about this live stream though is like I'm happy a lot of you guys are hopping on in here, but I know a lot of people aren't on here because YouTube is not notifying them right away, which bums me the fuck out. I almost should just like post. You know what I'm gonna do really quick? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to copy the link. Copy this link. And go to the community page over on YouTube and post the link there. Because that might give some people an idea that, hey, I'm live right now. Oh, there we go. That works. URL, my bad. I'm an idiot. Select, post. There we go. There we go. Hopefully that gets more people on in here because I know that YouTube does not notify everybody and it pisses me off. They should make a live action Danny Phantom. Good idea. Yeah, that probably, hopefully that helps because I know there's people who always tell me like, I didn't make it to your live stream, and it's like, damn. I also might be going to the gym with Michael today, so that could be exciting. I think we're going to talk about the channel and everything. Oh, you should definitely watch Resident Evil. I recommend. Nuki recommends. Okay, so there's another good word of mouth. YouTube should promote anyone that is live without all this bullshit. I agree, Mirror Domains. I agree. I absolutely agree. Have you ever seen the Meta Psychics? I have not. But someone mentioned that earlier. I have not seen that channel, no. But don't recommend them just yet because I got so many channels to watch. I'm doing reactions to the Overnight channel, Sam and Colby, now Mackie and Amanda. I got so many. I'm doing Nuke's Top 5. I got so many channels under my plate right now. And people are already blowing me up to react to more Dead Meat videos. And I'm just like kind of trying to be focused on one channel at a time. But it never works out for me. I love your room decor dedicated to horror movies. Well, thank you very much. I put a lot of effort into my background. I always do. I always try to make it somewhat look like... I hope it's an eye catcher for sure. Okay, I'll definitely have to check that out when I have time. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out. And I do have time on my hands. It's just recently with my arm being the way it is, it's like I try not to sit down for too long because it just gets aggravated and it gets sore and it gets I hate it. I hate having this. It sucks. I really do. Thank you guys for hopping on in. I see a few more people have hopped on into the live stream. How are you guys doing on this fine afternoon? I'm enjoying the overnight reactions. I don't really watch them on my own because I'm not a fan of Elton. He's growing on me though. Yeah, Elton, I mean, for sure I've watched the better videos with Elton, but I like Elton. He seems like he has fun with what he does. He's not like, totally aggravating, but he has his moments where he is kind of like, but they're psychic mediums. Yeah, first take care of yourself. Thank you. Yeah, I've been trying to. I've been really trying to. Yeah, they're psychic mediums. That's interesting. Actually, you know what? I feel like I've heard of them before. As a matter of fact, I might have stopped on their channel once or twice. Now that you say they're psychic mediums. What are their names again? Psychics? Yeah. I might have seen them by now. Will it be tough to get your Joe Grizzly impression? I like how you connect the Halloween franchise. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Joe Grizzly, bitch. Me and my buddy Lane used to say that to each other all the time. All the time. Every time we would go into the lunchroom, we would say that to each other. I'm going to cut that mask right off your face. I love Joe Grizzly. That is like one of the best characters Rob Zombie's ever created. I'm also a big fan of that actor. He's one of the more... You know what? That's probably someone I should share as one of the more underappreciated actors. The guy who plays Joe Grizzly. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. I know who he is. It's just I can't think of the name off the top of my head. All recommended by me. Yeah, that's true. That's true. By the way, slay that like button, guys, if you're hopping on in here and enjoying the content. Again, if you guys want to donate a super chat, I will watch a video that you recommend. Just send me a super chat and we will watch something that you would recommend. Don't make it like a 2-hour long video, though, because that is going to be... I want to talk to you guys, too. So don't make it a 2-hour video to where I won't be able to talk to you guys. I'll be just watching videos the entire time. Overnight reactions have really been good. Especially the investigation of the Warren Museum, scary as fuck. I agree. The Warren Museum videos have been very interesting. I actually would say they have been the most entertaining videos they've had in a while because, you know, overnight, though they are pretty cool and I do like their channel, some of their videos are a bit unnecessarily long. I'm not going to lie to you. I get a little bit overwhelmed when I look at their videos and I see like almost 2 to 3 hours long videos. And I'm like, people want me to react to that? Because that's like 2 to 3 hours of me sitting here and just kind of just watching a video. And it's a bit overwhelming sometimes. Movie reactions, it's a bit different because I love movies, but I do love paranormal investigations. It's just sometimes there's a lot of unnecessarily long moments. You can just cut those parts out and just kind of I watch overnight regardless of Elton's behavior. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Corey. I like Corey as an investigator. I think he's really funny. He's not like trying too hard to be funny. He's just naturally funny. Hey Shay, you're my own personal YouTube. Gabby will like this mod, lol. But yeah, thank you guys for hopping on in. It really means a lot. I see quite a few people have hopped on in. But yeah, definitely check out the sponsor. I know I've said that all week, but definitely check out the sponsor if you haven't. Sorry. I'm drinking a lot of water. But I plan on watching a few more Nuke's Top 5 videos probably today. And posting them to the channel throughout the week. People have been really surprised. And by the way, I didn't mention this, but thank you guys so much for going and checking out the my real true story about the demon video. I can't remember what I called it. I think it's the demon that changed my view on life. That's right. The demon that changed my view on life video. That video is over 1,000 views now. And I really appreciate that because that's like my own personal story. It's not like I'm going out investigating stuff, but that is like, if you guys want to know one of the reasons why I believe in the paranormal and demonic and stuff, that is one of the reasons why. So if you have not seen that video yet, please go check it out. It's pretty, I thought I did pretty okay with it on the editing. Did you like the Orphan 2 trailer? Did I not answer that question? Did I miss that question? I didn't watch the Orphan 2 trailer. I kind of skipped it because I haven't seen the original Orphan. So I decided not to watch because I didn't want to be spoiled on anything in case if I did watch the first Orphan, it would kind of give me a hint that there's a spoiler. So I chose not to watch it. But I do plan on watching it after my movie reaction. The videos are very long, but the evidence they capture is amazing. I agree. I absolutely agree 100%. Have you played The Last of Us? I started to. I remember one time I started playing The Last of Us, and I was enjoying it for what it was, but I haven't beaten it at all, so. Hey, Christy, how are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining. How are you doing? Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate it. Say hi if you are just jumping on in. That's Ken Foray. Ken Ford, thank you. Thank you for giving me the name. That's right. That's the actor's name. Yep. Love that actor, man. He is so underrated. But yeah, no, I absolutely love the Overnight channel. It's just some of their videos are extremely long. And sometimes you're in the mood to watch a long video and sometimes you're not. And that's me being honest. I mean, I'm sure there's like you guys too. If you're like, I don't really feel like watching a 2-hour long video. Or like you'll watch half of it. Sometimes I'll do that where I'll watch half a video, press pause, and then watch the other half another time. But have you heard of the medium Matt Fraser? I don't think I have heard of the medium Matt Fraser, to be honest with you. I don't think I have. Yeah, there's a lot of paranormal channels on the YouTube, isn't there? I actually was like, what was his name? Blasphemous. I was watching Blasphemous the other day, and he's been doing a lot of Nuke's Top 5 video reactions and everything. That guy has over 1 million subscribers. Blows my mind that he has his reactions are so over the top. I mean, like, he'll just, like, jump back, like, 10 feet and stuff, scream in the air and everything. Like, he really goes at it. I don't get scared to that level, but I'm doing great. Thank you for your content. Your videos make my day. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really do. Does Mike Myers have a redemption after Halloween Kills? If he dies, isn't that expected? I don't... Are you talking, like a redemption as in, like, he is... I don't know. That's a good question. I don't think personally, I don't think Michael Myers is going to die at the end of Halloween Ends. I think Michael Myers is probably going to kill almost everybody in Haddonfield, Illinois. But including the Strodes, I think he's gonna wipe them all out. To be honest with you, that's what I expect to happen. Maybe, I don't know, because they're already saying like this movie apparently is not going to be as violent or as graphic as Halloween Kills. But I have my own theories that I don't, because there's no way this is the end of Michael Myers: The Shape. I got a feeling that we're probably going to get more sequels than just the 3 films we've gotten. And I'm sure James Jude Courtney is down for anything because the guy has literally built his entire, like, he's done other movies, but this guy has really built his career off doing Michael Myers in these movies. So I'm sure that if the guy is asked, he will definitely come back and do The Shape again and again and again. So and it's not like, doing a performance like Jamie Lee Curtis or anything where there's dialogue and stuff. This guy can just come back and do it constantly. He's really good, super accurate. He does live readings. Does he really? That is cool. That is cool. No, I don't think I've ever heard of the guy, to be honest with you. But yeah, something tells me like in the end of Halloween Ends, we're going to see Jamie Lee Curtis get it, which I'm actually okay with. I think her character has been played out long enough. I think if you need to finish her character off at some point. And I think Halloween Ends is going to be the end of Laurie Strode. Because to me, Michael Myers is an entity that can't be stopped. He's a force of nature. And Laurie Strode is just somebody who feels like she is in the head front or like in the center of his attention. Yeah, on a level like that, yeah, I don't think there's any redemption for someone who is like as evil as the Shape. So to me, he is just a force of nature. He is the embodiment of evil. I don't think Michael Myers can be redeemed as pure evil. He dies or he kills everybody. Should Michael Myers face off against Leatherface? Isn't that the ultimate end? Probably not. Not for me. Not for me. I would not. I know there's a lot of people who want to see all these like mixed universe things and everything, and I don't care. I don't want that. I really don't. I just want to enjoy a Halloween movie as a Halloween movie. I want to enjoy a Friday the 13th movie as a Friday the 13th movie. I want to enjoy a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie as a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. I'm getting to that point where I'm just so tired of shared universes because Marvel was a success at it. Now we have to feel like everything needs a shared universe. I mean, they literally try to make a shared universe with the Universal Monsters characters, which that happened before. I mean, there's like a Wolfman versus Frankenstein, Bud Abbott and Lou Costello meet Frankenstein and all that. There's like a shared universes back in the day too, but I just don't think we need it. I actually prefer standalone universes, to be honest. That's why I love Joker so much, because Joker was just kind of its own thing. BuzzFeed Unsolved are a good channel. Their stuff is 2017, 2018, some of the best. I actually did my first BuzzFeed reaction on the Annabelle video. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed their different perspectives on everything. But yeah, when it comes to like Michael Myers, I don't think there's going to be a redemption for him. I think he's just going to do what he does, and that's kill things without thinking. He just does it because he does. I like that concept. It'd be kind of weird to see him at the end, like, get his consciousness back and, like, take the mask off and everything, saying, like, just asking for, like, mercy and stuff. It'd be kind of weird. I don't know if that's what they're going to do. Like, he was just, like, he just had a breakdown moment and just started killing everybody, and then he just, like, wakes up. He's like, oh, where am I? That would be weird. You know, Leatherface was actually from Rusk, Texas. I did not know that. I did not know that. I don't think we went to Texas back in October. I don't think we went there. I know we went to Bastrop, Texas, which was a lot of fun. Dallas, Texas. We had a lot of fun going to Texas and enjoying the sights. That was my first time being out of the state, Ohio, in like over 15 years. So it was a lot of fun for me. Nuclear Spacing, I joined you on a stream. How are you doing, Nuclear Spacing? How is your day going? Thank you for joining, by the way. I really appreciate that. The movie's gonna end where Haspin stabs Laurie and she hands him a Snickers bar and says, "You're not yourself." Dude, that's a ballsy move. Like, he goes trick-or-treating one more time and he gets like a Snickers and eats it and he just turns back to normal. That'd be one hell of an ending. Oh, I'm good. I'm glad to hear that, Nuclear Spacing. I'm glad to hear that. And thank you for joining my live stream. I appreciate that. I love seeing all the new faces. Michael Myers won't ask for mercy, but I would like to see CG Loomis telling him to stop. That would be That would be, I mean, they don't have to do CGI because I think the guy they had to play Loomis in the last movie was just makeup. So, I mean, they could just do makeup, but I don't know if I would want to see Loomis come back. I know that's wrong of me to say. I'm a giant Dr. Loomis fan, but to see Dr. Loomis come back and Michael's subconscious saying, Michael, come back to us, Michael, would be just so weird. I don't think we need to do like a Force kind of thing where like we start hearing the voices of everybody from the past, start trying to bring Michael back to the light. That would be, could you imagine how cheesy and dumb that would be? There's no need to overthink it. I think we just need a simple slasher movie. Try to go back to the roots of the original Halloween film and just make it a good ending to this franchise. I think we need a good ending because most of the time when we've tried to get a good ending for the Halloween franchise, they've overthought it. Michael would open his eyes at the end. I think we need an actual, like, does Michael live to go out and wreak havoc more, or does Laurie Strode die and that's it? We need something to just say, that's it. I would be okay with just an ending like the first one, where we just hear him breathing and just seeing different locations. Like maybe now he's not just in Haddonfield, maybe he's like all over the world. That would be a cool ending. That'd be a cool ending. Like we see him in like we see like his you know, at the end of the original Halloween where it's like going to different locations in like Haddonfield, Illinois, and you can hear him breathing and stuff. Like we get that, but we see him in like Washington, D.C. We see him in like Ohio. We see him in Texas. We just see him everywhere. And he's breathing everywhere. Like now he's just like everywhere. That would be kind of neat, I would say, because that kind of like elevates, like even what she said, the more he kills, the more he transcends into something bigger. And I think that would be a kind of a cool way to show that. Who would win? Michael, Leatherface, or Jason? Well, I can already tell you the Leatherface would probably lose because Leatherface is not immortal. Well, even though they kind of hinted at him being immortal in the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, but I would say Leatherface would probably lose. I love Leatherface, but he would probably lose that fight. And then I'm going to go with Jason when it comes to a fight between Michael Myers or Jason, because Jason is just a zombie at this rate. Michael Myers could possibly still be killed. We'd have to see Halloween Ends to see whether he dies or not. But if he dies at the end of Halloween Ends, then Jason would always win that battle because Jason can't die. So it depends on the Michael Myers we're talking about too, because if we're talking about that timeline Michael Myers, then probably not. But if we're talking about the Michael Myers from like Curse of Michael Myers, then that could be a different story. So they've never been really coherent or cohesive with how they handle the characters sometimes. What I've heard is the filmmakers say we were going to getting a definite ending. Yeah, this is a definitive ending. So, but they could also be meaning like in the sense of Laurie Strode. This could be the definitive ending for Laurie Strode's character arc. That's what they could be meaning at. There's not really like a guaranteed answer that this is the definitive ending for the franchise, but this could be the end of a character, which I think if we really do need to end to Laurie Strode. I really mean it. Jason also has a longer range weapon, that's right, with his machete. So I guess he would win. If I had to bet my money, I'd go with Jason, but who knows? Reed Coles, how are you doing? Thank you for joining. How are you doing today? Thank you so much. Hope you're having a great Friday afternoon. Again, guys, if you are just hopping on in here and you want to donate any super chats, we will react to a video of your recommendation. So here on live stream. So if you guys want to do that, then there you go. Just letting the people who have just jumped on and know about that. And by the way, thank you. We're almost 20 likes. Thank you guys so much. My brain is like, I'm not caught up to speed with the conversation. Yeah, it's just been a kind of a random conversation. We talk about horror films, and we talk about the paranormal, then we go back to the horror films and stuff. That's kind of how live streams here work. We just kind of talk about life. Sometimes we talk about life. So whatever you guys want to talk about, we will talk about. Or if you guys want me to react, I will react. Someone's honking their horn right now. Very loudly. It all depends what Jason you're talking about. Yeah, exactly. It all depends on the Jason you're talking about. If we're talking like Jason from like part 7 going up against Michael Myers from part 1 of the Halloween franchise, I mean, Jason part 7's got this guy done. But my favorite Texas Chainsaw Massacre is when the sheriff makes the people do push-ups while standing. That one is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning? Yeah, it was the beginning. And yeah, that scene was crazy. Rest in peace. Oh God, I forgot his name. I forgot his name, and it's gonna bother me now. Someone tell me his name. No hate, just love. Hello, I love your name. Thank you for joining. No hate, just love. Thank you so much. Trent, how are you doing? Thank you for becoming a patron again, man. By the way, I appreciate that. We are only one person from 50 patrons, which is our first goal, by the way. So I really appreciate the support, guys. We have been really kicking some ass. Yeah, I mostly watch Sam and Colby. Hey, I love the Sam and Colby community. They've been really respectful. They've been really respecting my opinions, and I just appreciate them all together because they've been subscribing and liking my videos, and I appreciate it. I like reacting to their videos. Thank you so much. We go on tangents. Yeah, that's right, we do. Yeah, I mostly watch Sam and Colby. Did you ever publish your Shamrock Shake recipe? Because we all like ice cream. I really need to publish that, yeah. It's not really like I came up with it, but I definitely need to post it because a lot of you guys asked me. No, I think I did. I think I did. Yeah. How are you guys doing? And I love the name, by the way, No Hate, Just Love. And that's what this community is, by the way. We just really support each other. We back each other up. We appreciate everybody's opinions. Can I suggest a video? It might be an hour, but it's good. You can recommend a video, absolutely. Yes, you can recommend a video. I might not watch it on this live stream, but you can always recommend videos to me. All you have to do is just comment in the comments or comment in the section down below in the comments down below, and I will at least get to your recommendation, and we will see what you got. I have a lot of people recommending videos to me, so it might not happen like today or tomorrow, but if you want to recommend, then that is awesome, dude. Hi, Jordan and everyone. Hey, how are you doing, Edward? Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate the support. I think you're a patron too, aren't you, Edward? Pretty sure you are. Yeah. And by the way, I just posted a couple of videos on Patreon, the season finale of season 1 of Stranger Things, and I posted my movie reaction for In the Mouth of Madness this week. So if you guys are patrons, you probably have already seen that. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought, Edward. I had a feeling you were. Lee yes, thank you. Thank you, yes. That guy made those fucking remakes. That guy was terrifying. I even say he was like scarier than Leatherface himself. What was your favorite season 2, Sam and Colby? Mine was the Bowers Mansion and the Slamming Door. That was a great one. That was a great one. As a matter of fact, I think that's mine too. Yeah, that's mine. I'd go with that one. Absolutely. It's called The Missing of Tom Messick into Then Air by Lodge. It's about missing 411. That is interesting. That is interesting. I might have heard of that one. I wonder if I've already done a reaction to that. That sounds very familiar. Do you think Michael from the Crescent Hotel is 17 or 107? 107. Great question. I don't know. I'd have to go there and ask him myself. Support us on Patreon. I'd have to go over there and ask him myself. I watched Phenomena. What a wacko movie, dude. That movie, the more I thought about it, the more I like it. But like that movie was one hell of a trip. Yeah. How many collections did you have behind? How many collections do I have behind me? I have a lot, man. I have a clown collection. I have a mask collection. I have a vintage toy collection. I have a Funko Pop collection. I have a Blu-ray collection. I have a VHS collection. I have a lot of stuff. But I love all the stuff I have. You did call it, Jordan. You did call it. I did, didn't I? I did. Dario Argento films, though, are I kind of come to realization that Dario Argento films are out there. So I've been enjoying them, though. I found out I was 1 hour away from the Bliska Axmer. Oh, really? A while back. Okay. A while back, I found out. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. I would love to go there, too. Support us on Patreon. That's every time someone ever like brings up a haunted place, and I would love to go there. I'm always like, support us on Patreon. If you guys, because that's probably the best sufficient way we're gonna get the money to do anything like that. So if we ever hit our goals on Patreon, then that is how it's gonna be done. And by the way, if we ever do get to go out to those places, I will let you guys decide where we're gonna go by polls. So if you guys are interested in that, that's how it's gonna happen. I mean, if you're literally paying us to do this, then yeah. Because that's basically what Patreon is. It's kind of like a subscription thing where it's like you get exclusive content and all that stuff. I found a decent looking button face mask recently. I've always wanted to be him for Halloween. Like the guy from Nightbreed? Hey bro, how's it going? Mike Morris, how's it going, man? Thank you so much for that looks scary there. Yeah, I know, right? I love my background. How's it going, Mike? Thank you so much for hopping on in, man. We lived pretty close to the Ohio State Reformatory, so we kind of live like 3 hours away from there. Dice, how are you doing? Bonjour, how are you doing? Thank you so much for hopping on in. I really appreciate that. I'm trying to see your profile picture. I can't see that far away, but I'm trying to see your profile picture. Yeah, dude, the Nightbreed mask is awesome. The Nightbreed mask is awesome. You said you can do some reactions. Yes, I did. I did. I can do reactions, yeah. Now, I can do a reaction like right now, but like I don't want the video to be like an hour or 2 hours long, because that's just gonna be me sitting here watching the video while you guys are just kind of sitting there watching it. I'd rather have a conversation with you guys on my live streams, but you should go to the La Laurie Mansion in New Orleans. That sounds interesting. Patreon is great for me. Love exclusive content. Yeah, you've been a patron. Yeah, she's one of our executive producers, by the way. She's on the big tier. So she really is a huge supporter. Thank you again, Cheyenne, for being that. Yo, JC, Mr. Ink, how you doing? Doing all right? How are you doing? Awesome. My profile picture design made essentially my skull with a green blood splat. I love it, dude. I love it. That's what I thought it was. That's what I thought it was, actually. I recommend you watch The Confession of Freddy Krueger. It's a fan film. Pretty sure I already recommended it. You don't even have to do a reaction to it. It's just, you know, oh, I'll probably do a reaction to it. I've been loving the fan films I've been doing reactions to. Would love to see you do your own paranormal investigations. Hopefully you'll able to do one in the future. I hope so too, man. Hopefully our Patreon blows up, because that is the place where it might all happen. Well, I mean, I've already thought about trying to buy some small equipment to get started, but what's the point of buying the equipment if I can't even afford to go out and do it? You know what I mean? So, how about BuzzFeed Unsolved funny moments? It's about 10 minutes. I can do that. I can do that, man. I can do that. I can do that. Though I've been trying to get people to, you know, donate super chats if they want me to recommend. They want to like me have me watch it on live stream right now. So either that or you just kind of wait until I post it separately. But I can post it separately too. That's fine. We would make you go to the Conjuring place first. I don't think they are open anymore. I think the new couple, they just got a new couple who moved on in. So I'm not sure if they're even doing public investigations anymore. Thank you. Glad I got pop in stream for once. I enjoy seeing your movie reactions. Thanks for checking out some not so prevalent horror movies. Those tend to be horror movies I enjoy most. That, you know, I really appreciate it. Yeah, people who have been taking parts on the polls, thank them, because they're the ones who make that happen. And I've been really enjoying them myself, so. BuzzFeed, you guys are so funny. They are pretty good. One of them jumped out of the third-story window to avoid punishment. Oh my god. Another tried to burn the plantation down. Holy shit. I remember that you see the demon and talk about that video. Did you talk about the demon? Did that demon even see you? That's scary. Did you even sleep comfortable? Even you want to know the weird part is I sat there and he didn't look at me. I was irrelevant to him. He just kind of looked around the room. And that's about it. And I sat there for a few minutes, realizing what I'd seen, but I just decided to pass right out. Like I waited about 10 minutes of me just kind of contemplating what I had just seen. And then I just decided to fall back asleep. It was weird. I was not terrified. And it was weird because normally I would think that, oh yeah, I'd be ready to jump out the window if I saw that. But no, it was one of the most weirdest, bizarre encounters I've ever had in my life. Hands down. Yeah. If you guys want to learn more about that, my video for the demon story is up on the channel now, so you guys can actually go watch that. Already over 1,000 views, so thank you guys so much for watching that video. It really means a lot, especially if you're a fan of the paranormal and support paranormal channels. That is one of my probably more insane stories, hands down. I'm not brave. Trust me. And I appreciate that. I appreciate the love right there, but trust me, I'm not brave. I was very shocked. I did not almost die of a heart attack. To the right of the webcam, is there context behind "Welcome to Camp Crystal Lake" on the sign? Oh, that's there's more stuff over there. But no, there's no context over on the sign, I don't think. He looks like Nosferatu. How did you know it wasn't sleep paralysis? I've never had sleep paralysis before, and it wasn't like I couldn't move. I could move. I remember rolling around like on my bed. I was kind of like moving around and stuff, but I it definitely wasn't sleep paralysis though. I actually had thought about that too, man. I actually had thought about that too, but no, it wasn't even sleep paralysis. I saw this thing in my room, and I could move, I could do everything, but it was just kind of like I was watching it. I was blinking my eyes and stuff, so it was weird. It was a weird situation. That's right. Adam sent me that sign as fan mail, and I love it. I love it. It's always been in the background ever since. Was just wondering, lol. Let me see what on the right of the webcam. Oh no, you're fine, man. You're fine. I appreciate the question. I always appreciate a question. Many people think of the paranormal demons. Yeah, yeah. Oh, like the demon I saw. He looks like Nosferatu. Kind of, doesn't he? Oddly, I can understand the reaction of being freaked out by a demon. I had a sleep paralysis incident where I saw two-faced, two demon-like things only being face-to-face with me. Yeah, and I've never experienced anything like that before. After that, it was the only time and first time I ever experienced something like that. So, no, I do actually, I have thought about that too. Don't get me wrong. I actually have thought about sleep paralysis, but that was like, came out of nowhere. And it was so odd. It was such an odd thing. I say sleep paralysis because I didn't bother to move, just went, and went back to sleep. I'm pretty sure, isn't sleep, like... I mean, it's an interesting theory for sure. I personally do not believe that was a sleep paralysis moment. Personally. I appreciate the opinion, I appreciate the thought, because it's like, that could be, but to me, no. This was something, and then to have Michael say the same exact thing 5 months later, that's probably the difference right there, is that Michael, without even telling him about what it looked like, he even said, like, the face just popped into my head, and it was the exact fucking same thing that I saw that night. So that is the only reason why I don't think it was sleep paralysis, is because what are the fucking chances of my friend, who I didn't even tell because I didn't want to scare him, telling me that he had the face pop up in his face and he didn't even know where it came from. So that's probably the only reason why I would really not think it was sleep paralysis. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. Sleep paralysis, you're conscious, but you're frozen. Yeah, I could move. It's just I wasn't like... So, if you ever get a chance to react to 2-sentence horror stories, Kayla Mitchell, thank you so much for joining, Kayla. I appreciate that. I've always had sleep paralysis, but what you experienced doesn't sound like sleep paralysis. It wasn't sleep paralysis, no. Oof, trying to do super chat, but couldn't work. I couldn't send the link. Couldn't send in the link, maybe. You can send the link. That's fine. That's fine, man. Weird story, when I was in a coma for a week due to epilepsy, it felt like I was actually in another world. It was so real to me, as if I had woke up in another dimension. That is crazy. That is nuts. You and MrBallen have the same demon story. Do we really? That kind of gave me chills. Do we really have the same demon story? I didn't know that. I didn't even know he actually saw a demon, to be honest with you. I haven't really been reacting to MrBallen lately. I don't watch a lot of MrBallen, to be frankly honest, so I didn't know that. That's creepy. You know what? Someone commented on my video, they had a dream about my video, and I was like, that's kind of creepy. Yeah, that's crazy. I did not know that. Like the same demon, like the yellow tint and the gold on his face, like the same one. But yeah, Kayla, I will definitely look into that. Weird story, when I was in a coma. You know how FaZe Rug went with Sam and Colby to Cosmopolitan Hotel. You should watch the video when Rug went there before Sam and Colby. Okay, that could be interesting. I reacted to one FaZe Rug video, and it was pretty entertaining. I've had 2 cases of sleep paralysis, both extraordinarily frightening. First one, I woke up and saw a figure standing at my doorway, and I was completely paralyzed. Could not move, couldn't talk, yell out. Hopefully it might work. It's around 11 minutes. That's not that long. I have sleep paralysis all the time, but I try to get ahead of by turning on the lights, playing music. Yeah, it's his first video. Okay, I did not know that. I've never seen MrBallen's first video before. That's crazy. Like the same exact demon I described in Drew. That's like the exact same one. If that's the case, that is terrifying, because I actually did not know that. I've never seen MrBallen's first video. I've seen the first video I watched of MrBallen was the Skinwalker Ranch. FaZe Rug isn't good at giving backstory to a place, though. He didn't even tell us the name of the hotel. So he just kind of stayed there without even knowing where he was staying, kind of, or he just kind of was aware it was haunted. He just didn't know anything about it. Tomorrow, I'm going to walk through haunted house with my friends. Hell yeah, Mr. Ink. Hell yeah. I hope you have fun doing that, man. I definitely hope you have fun doing that. Okay. Maybe you've seen the exact same demon, but at different times. That'd be creepy. That'd be creepy. I almost need to watch the video now, because it's like, here, let me go to MrBallen's channel really quick. And he said it was his first video ever, so all I have to do is go to his channel. Videos. Oldest. What I saw in my room still haunts me. Okay, so that must be the video. We're gonna go ahead and watch that video. Maybe not, because it's like 38. It's almost 40 minutes long. Holy fuck. Akonk, how you doing, man? Thank you so much. How you doing today? Imagine seeing a demon and just an angel protecting you. Wow. It could have been. I don't know. I don't know what it was. To me, when I looked at it, I thought it was a demon. Let's see here. Have you been to Louisiana? I have not been to Louisiana before. 40 minutes. Ain't nobody got time for that, JK. I'm bloody thirsty. If you remember. I'm bloody thirsty if you remember. Okay, well, let's go ahead and wait. If you send a short video without super chat, will you still react to it live? The only reason why I probably won't is because someone already paid for me to do a video, and I feel like if I just if I let someone have me watch something for free, I feel like I'm kind of backstabbing the person who paid. So I don't really want to do that, because that's not right of me to do. So I will send me the link, and I will try to get to it at some point. It wouldn't be right of me to do, and it would probably not be, it wouldn't be cool. I wouldn't want to do that to somebody. I'm definitely watching that MrBallen video later. What's your favorite food? My favorite food is... That's tough. I like a lot of food, but I'm probably going to go with ramen, I guess, because I'm just a big fan of ramen. Fast with purple and green lights, and I get a bit I got a bit startled and ran in the house. Ooh. I will watch it later too. Well, here we go. I'm actually gonna. I will go ahead and watch the video. So if you guys are ready, I will go ahead and watch the video with you guys. But after that, I might be ending the live stream. So, yo, what's up, guys? Hey, what's up, Edriu? I hope I pronounced your name right. How are you doing, man? Thank you so much for joining. We are about to watch a MrBallen video, so guys, be ready. If you have any video recommendations after this video, donate a super chat, and I might watch your video. But my UFO story was when I was taking a trash out in the middle of school, and I looked up at the sky, and the stars started to look weird, and it looked like UFOs were mimicking, and they started going fast with purple and green lights, and I got a bit startled and ran in the house. Yeah, I would too. I finally just saw that first comment. Yeah, that would probably make me startled too. His first video is lit. Ramen is so good. I'm making chili oil ramen. Oh, nice. Nice. Okay, guys. Let's go ahead and watch this video. Because apparently it's the same exact story I have. Make sure everything is working right now. Desktop audio is good. All right. All right, guys. Here we go.
Where is it? I heard the door open. I heard the bells, I heard the pot, I heard the footsteps. I saw the door open, I see the thing walk in, I watched it walk down the aisle, I watched it bend over. It's in the room. Where is it? And this is night 1. There's 2 more nights of this, and it gets worse.
Oh my god. It still haunts me, episode 1.
When I was
Freaky.
16 years old, I was an avid snowboarder. starting from the time I was like 12 years old, I used to always go snowboarding with the same two guys, my two very close friends, Wolf and Nick. Every winter, me, Nick, and Wolf would go up to Nick's family's cabin that was up in the White Mountains in New Hampshire. Just snowboard, and it was great. Every time we went up to this cabin in New Hampshire, it would be me, Wolf, Nick, and then Nick's mom and dad. Unexpectedly, leading into my 16-year-old winter, Nick's father passed away. We were actually planning on going on a trip to the mountains that winter. And I remember speaking to Wolf and being like, I don't know if it's even appropriate to ask about this trip, because we knew that Nick was very close to his father, and not to mention, like, every time we went on this particular, trip up to the mountains, Nick's dad was always with us, and it just seemed like,
he probably
possibly now go on this snowboarding trip. Not only is it a low priority item, but just the dynamic is all different now. Nick called us and was like, hey, so we are still going to do the snowboarding trip to the cabin in New Hampshire.
Oh.
And so, Wolf and I, we spoke and we're like, let's just go with it. I mean, maybe it's like, maybe they want to do something that is...
get their mind off it.
Maybe is a fond memory of their father, their husband.
Yeah, yeah.
So we agreed to go. So he passes away maybe a few months before we end up going up to the mountains. And so the grief was still definitely there, but also just, again, that the dynamic was it was like the elephant in the room, right? Like, as we're driving up.
It'd be awkward, and yeah.
Me, Wolf, Nick, and then Nick's mom was driving. It was so apparent that Nick's dad was missing, because he was always in the car with us when we drove up. Anyhow, so we make the trip up to New Hampshire, and we're planning to be up there for 3 days. So the house itself wasn't really a cabin; it was a house. It was a small house.
3 days, of course.
On a mountain, and if you think about the way a mountain works,
the number 3 always comes back.
So in order to have a house level on a mountain, a portion of it needs to be on stilts, right? The portion that's kind of hanging off the mountain. And then the other part of the house is kind of like embedded in the mountain itself. And when you drive up to the house, there's a wraparound porch that goes around the house. The majority of it is on the stilted section of the house, right? So if you're on the wraparound porch, your footsteps are going to echo. Like, you can hear those footsteps because you're above the ground.
Okay.
When you step into the house, you open a door. It actually opens inwardly. There were sleigh bells that were on the door, on the inside of the door. So anytime you open the door, you hear those sleigh bells ringing. And as soon as you step foot into the house, if you took one step into the house, right? So you step on the wraparound porch, you open the door, sleigh bells ring. When you step into the house, your right foot would be in the kitchen. You'd be standing on linoleum. And your left foot would be on shag carpet, which is like the dining room. And that's the way the house is laid out. As soon as you walk in, kitchen on your right, dining room on your left. And if you keep walking, you're going to enter into this living room. And if you turned around in the living room and looked up, you would see a lofted second floor.
Okay, I get you. I've seen buildings like that.
Your right foot's in the kitchen, your left foot's in the dining room, and you walked as if you were going into that living space, but stopped about halfway across the house. You could look to your right, and there'd be one hallway. There's only one hallway. It's a small house. And this hallway is bringing you, call it, into the mountain. If you think about, again, the layout of the house, you have a portion of the house that's sitting in the mountain and a portion of the house that's on stilts.
Right.
This hallway leads into the section of the house that's in the mountain. And if you go down this hallway and it turns left, it's a short little hallway, it brings you to one room. And that room is where me, Nick, and Wolf would stay every time we went snowboarding at this mountain. That room, if you go into it, it's a corner-fed room. You open the door, and immediately to your right is a bunk bed. I would always sleep on the bottom bunk, and Wolf would sleep on the top bunk. Our feet would be closest to the door. In the center of the room, with the remaining space, because this is not a big room, there was like
it's a little bit of a slow burn building up.
A slightly
but
larger
hey.
bed that sat basically in all of the free space that was left over in the room. It was sitting right in the middle of the room. And that's where Nick would sleep. So basically the room...
We need structure for the story.
...with 3 places to sleep and really not much else. There was a very small space between the queen-size bed and the bunk bed. So you could walk between those two, but that was about it. So that layout's very important, and you'll see why. We snowboard for the day.
Okay.
We come back to
very
the cabin,
important, okay.
And me, Nick, and Wolf decide we're going to crash super early and get up early and have a full day of riding ahead of us because we're avid snowboarders. So we go to our room, the one that's kind of, you go down that hallway and you get to the room I just described. We planned on going to bed early, but we were excited, and so we stayed up gaming for a bit. And then maybe around like 11 or 12 o'clock at night, Nick, who again is in the queen size bed, and Wolf was in the top bunk, they ultimately fall asleep. I was still awake, and what struck me, and it always struck me whenever I slept in this room, is when you turn off all the electronics and you're just laying in bed in this house, in particular this room, it is pitch black. There's no windows. You're in the segment of the house
Can't see
that's, you know,
can't see nothing.
in the mountain. It is truly pitch black. Not to mention the house itself, there weren't really any neighbors nearby because this house, Nick's family had purchased it a while ago when this used to be an active ski resort, the mountain itself that it was on. But it wasn't anymore, and most people that were living there had left and sold their property. But a few people had decided to stay, and so Nick's family was one of them. So they had this cabin on an abandoned ski resort.
That's kind of awesome.
There was virtually no streetlights. There's virtually no neighbors.
No, it's...
And so at night, when you're laying in this room, like I was this night, you're really struck by just how dark and quiet.
Yeah, no one's out there.
I mean, basically no white noise. I mean, silence and pitch black. And so I'm laying there, and one other detail that needs to be brought up before we get into what actually happens. So Nick had two much older brothers. They were in their 30s, and you know, we're 16 years old. And we were expecting one of them, we didn't know which, to swing by the house at some point over the next few days. That's what Nick's mom had said. Nick had kind of reiterated it. And I think that Wolf and I understood that, you know, now that Nick's father was gone, that they were just kind of trying to find a way to fill the void that was left from the father passing. And so we were expecting over the course of that weekend for someone, one of the two brothers, to come to this house and stay with us for a night or whatever it was.
Right.
I had never met either of these two brothers. I knew they existed, but I had never met them before. But somewhere in the back of my mind, I know that probably one of them's going to show up at some point, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow.
I'm assuming you probably thought that it was one of them.
It's giving me goosebumps just thinking about this. So that night, as I'm laying in bed, I'm thinking about how dark and quiet it is. I remember the only light in the room was the digital clock, the little red digital clock, and it was like a beacon in the light, and that doesn't emit much light, but when it's pure darkness, it does. And I just could not fall asleep. I remember I got to a place where I started counting how many hours of sleep I might get if I fell asleep.
Oh man!
In there, which is never a good sign. That means you're not close to sleeping.
No.
If you're like, okay, if I fell asleep, I'll get 3 hours and 22 minutes of sleep, right? Like that's where I was at mentally.
I do that almost every night.
I think it was around 3 in the morning.
Of course, 3 in the morning.
At the clock and thinking, wow, it's gotten so late, and I'm still awake. I hear footsteps on the wraparound porch. In a situation where, you know, as I'm telling it, you're going to think, how did you not raise, you know, a red flag immediately? In real time, in real life, your brain goes to great measures to convince you that everything is okay. It really takes an enormous amount of anomalies to stack up for your brain to say something's wrong.
Yeah.
And so that's what happened in this first night. I hear footsteps on the wraparound porch, and I immediately assume, even though we're talking, it's like 3 in the morning, I just assume that it's got to be one of Nick's brothers arriving to be a part of this weekend getaway.
Uh-huh.
So I really actually didn't think anything of it. I actually just thought, well, you know, when he comes in the house, if he happens to come in here to check on us, I'll just pretend to be asleep in case, you know, he were to see that.
This is a creepy story already.
With him. Number one, it's 3 in the morning. Number two, I don't know the guy. I'm just going to pretend to be asleep. So that's all I'm thinking about. Not worried, not scared, not anything. Footsteps on the wraparound porch, and then the door opens, and I can hear the sleigh bells that are on the door itself. I can hear those chime as the door opens. Again, no part of me is concerned about this. I'm thinking it's a little bit weird that they're arriving
at 3 in the morning. Yeah, that's kind of weird.
But we knew that
they were coming.
His brothers had these weird work schedules where they might show up in the middle of the night. So it was just, it was whatever it was. Sleigh bells ring, and then I hear what sounds like a pot, like a kitchen pot, fall and hit the linoleum floor in the kitchen. And I remember just the sounds stood out to me. It just seemed like this person's kind of making a bit of a commotion.
Yeah,
in the middle
for
of the night here.
kind of
The door
rude.
didn't shut. And I noticed that. I figured they were maybe bringing their stuff in, right? They're offloading some stuff. And they're leaving the door open.
Really is your brain, yeah.
Ugh,
Making you think it's okay.
Just thinking about this, it's really making me feel uncomfortable. So I hear the footsteps in the wraparound porch. The door opens. I can hear the sleigh bells. A pot falls and it hits the linoleum floor. The footsteps that I could hear on the wraparound porch, because it's on stilts, right? Like the porch is hovering over the ground.
Yep.
You can hear those footsteps. Well, when these footsteps continued into the house, where you're on a concrete slab and there should be no sound, like I shouldn't hear echoing footsteps.
You start hearing footsteps.
It sounded like it was on the wraparound porch still, but the noise was getting closer to me.
Oh God.
So it was like
that's creepy.
The footsteps sounded totally natural out on the wraparound porch, but once they were in the house, it didn't really make any sense that I could hear them as if the footsteps were standing on something that was suspended off the ground. But it wasn't. You're in the house on a concrete slab. And so I hear these footsteps. The door hasn't shut. The front door is
making me
wide
uncomfortable.
open. We're in the middle of winter here. We're in the middle of nowhere too. And I'm thinking about that, but I'm still thinking it's got to be Nick's brother, one of Nick's brothers. The footsteps continue through the house.
Oh, yeah.
And they stop about halfway through the house. If you open that door and walk halfway through the house. And then the footsteps began to walk down the hallway towards
the room. Fuck
come down the hall.
that.
And they get right outside the door, which is shut. The door to our room is shut.
Oh God, you're getting anxiety.
And I'm sitting there. Again, my feet are closest to the door. It's pitch black in the room, minus the,
I get you.
clock.
I get you.
And I'm thinking, why didn't they shut the front door? Of all
Probably
the
because
weird things
it's
that have happened,
not who
the
you
fact
think it
that
is.
I'm hearing footsteps as if they're on the wraparound porch, but they're getting louder and moving through the house. The thing that really just made the hair on the back of my neck stand up was, why didn't they shut the front door? That just seems like such a bad idea. There's animals out there. There's a host of things out there. Like, why aren't you shut? And not to mention, it's freezing outside.
Yeah, that
There's
doesn't
a
know.
space between the bunk bed, the bottom bunk that I'm on, and
Stop.
the top bunk. There's a space that I can see clear as day. Whoever walks in the room, I'm gonna see them when they walk past the foot of the bed.
Yeah, no kidding.
But
Okay.
because of the top bunk, my view is actually obscured, and I wouldn't be able to make out someone's face, for example. I could really only see their middle section. And so
Bunk
when the
beds
door
are small.
opens, and this shadow figure walks into the room, which, by the way, I'm in a pitch black room, and I clearly make out a black silhouette. This thing walks into the room, and it's obscured, so I wouldn't have been able to see its head or upper body anyways, but its hips are so high that I can't even really see those. Those are
Fuck that.
at the level that I would expect someone's upper body or head to be at. Meaning,
Oh, this thing was tall.
figure that's walked in, its legs are extremely long, and so if it was proportionally the size of a human, you're talking about maybe a 10-foot tall person. But we're in a space that
So far, it's
obviously
not
is
the same
a
story,
10-foot
but
ceiling.
it's still creepy.
And so this thing walks in, and as soon as I see it, and I make out that black silhouette, even though it's pitch black in the room, I clearly see the silhouette that is unnaturally tall, combined with all the things that I've just thought about, mainly the door's still open. They've made kind of a commotion. I can hear these weird footsteps. I instantly was frozen with terror.
Yeah, at that
Frozen,
point.
petrified. I
pissed my
One,
pants.
Like, it's not Nick's brother. And even if we're not talking about paranormal here, this is such a bad situation. Even if that's just some dude who's come into the house, that's a really bad situation. So no matter what, this is a really bad situation, but what I'm looking at doesn't make sense.
No.
It's an unnaturally tall person. They've left the door open, and I hear their footsteps all over the house, and it walks in past the
Bigfoot.
foot of the bed. And I'm laying there, and I can't see higher than its waist because it's obscured by the top bunk.
That is
And this thing makes this,
terrifying.
like facing movement, like a military facing movement, and begins to walk down the aisle between the queen size bed in the middle of the room and the bunk bed. Where
Oh
I'm
yeah.
It's walking down right next to me, and I'm literally sitting there,
I'm about
unable
to
to move.
piss your
And I remember
pants. Yeah.
thinking, I can't do anything. I'm truly frozen with terror. And all I remember thinking is, whatever happens, just don't bend down and look at me.
No,
That
dude.
would ruin my life.
It would
This
ruin
thing,
yeah, it
someone
would
just
my
looks
yeah.
at me, that's it, I'm done.
Yeah, just
So
die right
walks
there.
down the aisle,
Oh, fuck
right
this.
next to me. I'm literally frozen. And it does another quick movement, but it's facing away from me now.
Oh,
Facing towards Nick in the center of the room.
beautiful.
And it bows
Oh,
onto and then down through Nick's bed and disappears. In the movies, in a movie, as soon
dude, the exact same thought was going through my mind. If this thing bends down and looks at me directly in the face, I would die of a heart attack.
as the ghost disappears into the floor, whoever's hiding would make a run for it.
Such a specific story
In
too.
life, there's no such thing as ghosts. There's no such thing as people disappearing into the ground. So I'm expecting this thing to just get back up again. I couldn't understand that it was, what, did it disappear into the bed? That's not possible. Where is it? I heard the door open. I heard the bells. I heard
The question is
pot,
if
I
the
heard
door is still
footsteps.
open.
I saw the door open. I see the thing walk in. I watched it walk down the aisle. I watched it bend over. It's in the room. Where is it? And for hours, I mean, all night, I laid there absolutely petrified, expecting this thing to come back up and just look at me. That was like my biggest fear, is whatever this thing was, I did not want it to look at me.
That's intense.
So that was
Yeah.
the worst. I'm laying there frozen.
Oh god.
All night.
Yeah.
Finally,
I gotta send
Nick's
this. I gotta send this video to Michael and have him do a reaction. Good God, he will freak out.
mom out in the living room making coffee. I mean, this was probably like 5, 6 in the morning.
Bliss.
And it was like the first time that I'm like, okay, I'm safe now. Even if it's in the room, I'm safe to just go because I can hear someone out there. And I can hear her speaking. I knew it was her. And so I go right out there. And now you got to understand that even though this was a horrible situation,
Yeah.
that I still can't really explain,
No.
I know that she has just lost her husband.
Yeah.
And so the idea of approaching this subject, which effectively is going to turn into ghosts, right? I've never
I feel
had
that.
a paranormal experience before this. I've never had a paranormal experience since, right? Like I'm more or less a skeptic, and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to start talking about.
Break. Ugh. That's intense. That's intense. That right there. Unacceptable. That was unacceptable. Hopefully you guys are doing okay. How's everybody doing? Sorry, making sure. Good day, Jordan. Hey, Huck, how you doing, man? Thank you so much. Sorry I couldn't get to your comments. Sorry about that, guys. I see a lot of you new faces have jumped on it. Thank you so much for hopping on in. Really appreciate that. That was intense. That's only the first half of the video. That was intense. I hate having anxiety. Dude, that really got under my skin. Yeah. Thank you, guys. How's everybody doing? I am coming back to the comments for a few seconds, then I'll finish the video, but love sushi too, man. Just realized Phase Rug showed the sign saying, yeah. My arm is still hurting me, man, by the way. Thank you for asking. My arm is still hurting me. It's about the same as it has been. That was pretty creepy. That was pretty creepy. Still not the same as my story. My story's a bit different. This was a completely different subject story, but that would have given me a heart attack probably. Yeah. Because if that was the case, the part where he went totally paralyzed, couldn't move or anything, that sounds like sleep paralysis. But to me, I don't think it was sleep paralysis. I think that was just genuinely the guy was too fucking scared to do anything. The way he describes it gives me anxiety too. Yeah, that was pretty intense. Okay, let's continue. Let's go ahead and get this video over with.
Ghosts to the woman who's recently bereaved, it just felt really inappropriate. And so I was really struggling with how I wanted to communicate what happened. And so I went to the table, she got me a cup of coffee, and and we know each other well, you know, she knows me well. And she definitely picked up that something was wrong, but didn't really ask anything yet. She was just kind of puzzling, like kind of sizing me up a little bit. And the only thing I could think to do was to just ask, you know, hey, did either of your two sons, you know, Nick's older two brothers, did they stop by at any point last night?
That's a good question.
And she's like, no.
Was the door open though?
And I'm sitting there like, okay. And I'm just like, I must have had a reaction that was obvious to her. And she just goes, I heard my husband here last night too. And, you know,
whoa,
that made it a lot worse.
That did make it a lot worse,
Because
yeah.
on the one hand, you have a situation where she is confirming something that part of me hopes is a bad dream.
But why would it be her husband
Number
if it's that
two,
tall?
She's now saying it's her husband. And so I intuitively
It's not her
assume
husband.
that she has somehow figured out what I'm stressed about that probably isn't real. And because she's grieving, she's created a story where her husband is now in the house, you know, looking over us. I really believe that she didn't hear anything, that she just somehow understood that I had this weird feeling and she'd turned it into oh, my husband's in the house. And I just couldn't ask any more questions at that
No,
point.
no,
I felt
no.
like I had set her up for this awkward exchange. I felt really bad that like that was the discussion we were having. I also thought like, if that's true, I don't want to have this conversation. Like I really was just dumbfounded on what to do in this situation.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
This is night one. There's 2 more nights of this.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
Nick and Wolf eventually come out of the bedroom and they come to the dining room. And
Fine, I'm
the
guessing.
same way I felt reserved talking to Nick's mom about what happened, I had the same feelings about Nick because it was his father.
Yeah.
And I also just felt like that would be inappropriate. But Wolf, he's not a family member and he's my buddy. And I kind of pulled him aside and I kind of told him what was going on as best as I could. But I kept it like kind of generic. I was like, you know, I could have sworn I heard someone in the house last night. Like I could have
Didn't tell him the
sworn.
part that.
And he's like, yeah, you know, you're probably dreaming. You know, like that's.
Of course he says that.
And I was like, no, like I wasn't, but I can't make sense of it. And I was like, can you just do me a favor? And at this point, Nick actually overheard the conversation, and I very much kind of cut ties with what I was talking about. I was like, yeah, I just thought I heard something last night. It's just me freaking myself out. And I was like, can you guys tonight, when we get back from snowboarding, can I fall asleep ahead of you? That way I'm asleep, you guys can just fall asleep after I do, and then I'll sleep through the night, no big deal. And they're like, all right, yeah, weirdo, whatever. So I'm like, all right, my big plan is I'm just gonna go to bed really, really early. Because I didn't sleep the night before, so I'm thinking, oh, I'll fall asleep right away. So we go out, we snowboard for the day, my mind is off of what happened, and frankly, I'm starting to convince myself that had to have been, you know, sleep paralysis.
That's what people,
I've had
yeah.
that before. I was Googling
Me either.
Stuff, maybe sleep paralysis. Maybe it was just like a really intense dream. You know, I would just like there has to be something. Like this is too weird. It has to be something explainable. Turns out it wasn't. We get back from snowboarding, and I am immediately going to bed. Pretty much immediately. It was like maybe 6 o'clock. I was like, I'm going to bed. And I get in bed, and all I'm thinking about is what happened the night before, and I can't fall asleep. Eventually, Nick and Wolf, they come in the room, and they're trying their best to stay awake.
But they pass
So
out.
I can fall asleep, but it's getting later and later, and I can't fall asleep. And now I'm back to that, like, okay, if I fall asleep now, I get 6 hours of sleep. And they finally just said, hey man, I'm tired, I'm going to bed. So they both fall asleep, and I'm awake. And I was so upset with myself.
Because you couldn't pass out?
You screwed yourself. Why didn't you just fall asleep, you dummy? And I remember the only thing that I did that really made this real, looking back at it, is I put a knife, like a kitchen knife or something, in the springs above me. So I'm in the bottom bunk, like basically right under the top bunk, I put a knife in there.
Oh my God.
And I'm laying in bed and I'm constantly looking over at the digital clock. And it was probably around 3 a.m. It was
Of
late
course.
enough that it was like, okay, this is about the time that happened last night. And my heart just sunk when I heard those footsteps on the wraparound porch again.
Fucking
It
hell.
sounded the same as they did the night before. I was like, that has to be one of Nick's brothers.
Nope.
Door opens. I hear the sleigh bells. I hear the frickin' pot fall on the ground. It was like deja vu. The exact same
Like
thing happened.
that's not normal.
And these footsteps start walking through the house. And again, referencing how movies would portray this, you know, the person who's me in the movie is like, okay, I'm gonna get this knife and I'm gonna position myself over here because I know what's gonna happen and I'm gonna protect myself. In real life, I'm like, this thing's gonna be in my room, potentially.
In like
It
20
happened
seconds,
last
yeah.
night. It's apparently happening again. Please, for the love of God,
It comes to the room.
don't bow into me the way it bowed into the floor.
Oh, I don't even want to
Don't
think
look
about
at me.
this, dude. Don't even.
It will ruin my life if some entity just engages with me, just looks at me. That will ruin my life.
Just an old man's face
This
looks at
thing
him.
walks down the hall,
Uh-huh.
and I hear those footsteps coming down the hall. And just pretend for a second, forget the paranormal aspect. Pretend it's the middle of the night in the middle of nowhere, and a stranger is walking around your house. That alone is horrifying.
Yeah, it is. Especially someone that
Footsteps
tall.
come right outside the door, and I'm looking at the knife that's right underneath the bed.
I'm
I'm petrified.
Uh,
I cannot move. I'm drenched in sweat. Just
Yeah.
from the few seconds that it's taken this thing to go from the door to the front of my bedroom.
Yep.
Because I know what's happening again. It's happening again. I'm not crazy. It's just happening again. What the F is this? And I'm petrified. I can't reach. I'm so worried about making any noise that would alert this thing that I'm here.
Oh, that goes
I
through
can
my
only
mind
move
sometimes
my
too,
eyes.
yeah.
I remember even thinking that I shouldn't move.
It has
eyes
gone through
too
my
quickly
mind.
because it might hear that. Like, this is a primal level of
Dude. Yes. Relatable. Right there was relatable. Absolutely. I remember I was in my house one time and I called my dad because I was hearing footsteps going up and down the stairs. And I called him and I said, Dad, you won't believe what's happening right now. There are footsteps happening right now and they're going up and down the stairs. He's like, grab the recorder on top of your grandma's cabinet. And as I went to go reach for the recorder, something in a different language yelled at me from this, well, I think this room that I'm in right now. Something yelled at me all the way from up here downstairs, and I fucking ran out of the house. But, oh, God, that was a nightmare. Kind of just took me back to that.
The door opens. It walks into the room.
Yeah.
Right past the foot of my bed, and I'm again petrified. And it walks down after making its facing movement. It walks down the aisle between me and Nick. And I remember what happened the night before, where it folded into Nick and disappeared. And I'm just thinking to myself, please don't turn.
I'm about to.
Bow into me.
Why is this
Whatever
tell me it's
happens,
leading into
don't
that?
do that? So it turns away from me and does the same thing it did the night before, folds onto Nick and disappears into the ground. But again, even though in the movies, this would be the same thing happening, you know, night two, it's the same routine. It'd be like, oh, the ghost is in the floor now. I can go alert the authorities because now it's safe. In real life, I'm like, where did it go? I know this happened last night, but it still doesn't make any sense. It's in the room. It has to be. This is a real thing. It came in the room. It's somewhere. Is it under my bed? Where is it? All night. All night. I lay there. This is the second night that I've not slept. When I heard Nick's mom out in the other room, it was like such a relief.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Because I didn't give a crap at this point about being polite. I wasn't gonna like try to, distance myself from the conversation around ghosts. I was gonna go out there and be like, what's wrong with this house? And so I hear her and I go right out to the living room and I tell her everything in as acute detail as I possibly can. And as I'm telling her this, her reaction didn't line up. Her reaction was not surprise, terror, confusion.
Like she's
it was
experienced the same thing or something?
empathy. She felt bad for me. It was sympathy. You don't understand. Like, I'm listening, but you just don't understand what's happening. And I'm telling her all the, I mean, every detail I can possibly muster.
What the heck?
And at the end of it, or towards the end, she just kind of stops me. She's like, John, I told you yesterday, and again, I heard it last night. That's just my husband.
No,
Last night too.
it's not.
Nothing to worry about. And I was like, no. No.
I've been gone.
Cannot
I'm like,
be, that cannot be what it is. And she was like, I heard him open the door. I heard the pot fall. I heard him walk through the house.
so she's hearing the same things too.
I'm assuming he went into Nick's room again with you guys. And I'm like, what is happening? So
Was it him?
totally
I don't know.
Just beside myself. I remember I was crying actually. Like during this conversation, I'm just crying. Not even like tears of sadness as much as just like
Fear?
what's happening. Like I needed my mom. Like
Yeah.
I felt so helpless. And no offense to Nick's mom, but I just felt like I was with a f***ing lunatic. How? But like at the same time, she's recalling the exact same things as me. How do I?
But
put
she's
that
okay with
together?
it, yeah.
I remember thinking I need to leave. I need to get out of here.
That's what I would have done. I would have left.
But then I thought about like, how am I going to make this happen? Nick's mom and Wolf and Nick, they're not leaving today. And it was pretty clear that Nick's mom liked the fact that she, heard her husband walking around the cabin. She's not trying to leave. There's one more night that we're here, and I would have to tell my parents.
I'd
to
switch rooms with
drive
her. I'm gonna sleep in
Nick,
your room.
Drive to New Hampshire and come get me because I'm seeing ghosts. Like, this was a trip that I loved. I looked forward to this trip every year. It wouldn't have made any sense, and they would have been like, what's wrong with you? And I honestly was not prepared to have those conversations with my mom and dad. I was not prepared to be like, let me tell you about the ghost I saw over the past 2 days. And so I was just kind of resigned and decided to stay. In retrospect,
Big mistake?
I think I should have called my parents.
Yeah, probably.
Been like, that's what parents are for. Like, get the hell up here. It doesn't matter why. Come get me. But it was such a confusing moment that I had no blueprint for how to handle. So I just stayed.
Well,
Nick and Wolf finally get up. And I remember I made that decision as I'm sitting there thinking about what's happening, is Nick's mom is reassuring me, about her husband being in the house. And I make the decision that I'm going to stay. Nick and Wolf come out of the room, and they come over, and Wolf pretty much immediately looks at me to get a gauge on what happened. And you can see it all over my face. I've been crying. And I told them what happened. And, Nick was always kind of a stoic.
yeah.
And he was just unaffected, Wolf, on the other hand, was more inclined to, at a minimum, believe something was happening. He didn't know if it was a ghost or not, but he certainly understood that something's going on. And the fact that Nick's mom, as I'm explaining,
Is hearing this stuff too, yeah.
She was like reinforcing my argument. Yeah, I heard him too. I heard the door open. Yeah, I was upstairs. I heard
The
him
pot.
go through the house. And Wolf's like, what's going on? And Nick is like, he didn't want to hear it, kind of. It probably was uncomfortable. It's about his father, or ultimately talking about
Oh,
his
yeah,
father.
yeah.
Before we went out snowboarding for the day, because Nick's mom would drive us and drop us off, she brought us to a local store, and we bought a coffee table because they've been looking to replace the one that was in their house. Basically, when you walk into the house, instead of turning down the hallway towards our room, if you just keep walking into the lofted area, at the foot of the stairs was a coffee table where they kept a landline phone, because you're in the middle of nowhere and you got to have some way to call, and they put it right at the foot of the stairs in this little coffee table. But it had broken, or it was old, or whatever. I know they wanted a new one for a long time. We went out and got it. Me, Nick, and
Right.
Wolf, we go, we snowboard. We
I'm
come
getting-
back, we help offload.
I'm getting nervous. We're already going on the third day now, and he sounds like it's starting to sound like something really scary happened on this third night.
The
Probably to him.
Coffee table into the house. We put it at the foot of the stairs.
Yeah.
And that night we go to bed.
Beautiful.
I was ruthless in trying to keep Wolf and Nick awake. I mean, I wasn't even trying to make jokes out.
Don't tell me they see
I
it
was,
now too.
Kicking the bunk, like kicking Wolf's bunk, like literally shaking Nick. I was doing everything in my power to keep them awake because I couldn't sleep. I'm terrified. I'm terrified. It was like the opposite of how excited you get before Christmas and you can't sleep. It was like the opposite of those feelings, but you still can't sleep.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was like, this is the worst night of my life.
Do not fall
And
asleep
also,
on me.
The nail in the coffin, if you will, is during the day that day, we found out that neither of Nick's two brothers were going to be making the trip.
Oh,
They weren't
perfect.
going to make it.
So that, yeah,
No
threw
one's
that
gonna be at
theory
the
out the
house.
window.
No one should be at the house except for us. And so that night I'm laying there, and after all my attempts to keep Nick and
They fell
Wolf
asleep.
awake, they fall asleep.
Of course they
Everyone's
do.
asleep. The house is pitch black. It's silent.
And
And
3
when
comes around.
2, 3 in the morning, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. I hear those footsteps on the wraparound porch. The door opens and I hear the sleigh bells ringing on the door. A pot falls on the ground, and the footsteps walk into the house.
Fuck this.
And this is the third time that this has happened.
And the last
in a
time?
way, this was the first time that I was expecting something to happen. For it to walk down the hall, come in the
Bring
room,
it, mother trucker.
come next to me, fold into Nick, and then that's it.
I
This
don't
was
think
the
it.
first time I had a little bit of, call it security, that
Yeah.
something was going to happen, and I understood what was going to happen. I didn't understand it, but I expected something to happen. But this was not the case this night. It walked into the
Really?
house. Everything was the same. It walked into the house, but instead of going down the hallway towards our room, it kept walking into the lofted area. And the lofted area, from where I was laying, my foot's at the door, my head's back here, the wall straight, if I like sat up in bed and looked straight,
Don't tell me it's leading into this thing coming through the wall and bending down in front of him.
the wall right there led into the area where this thing was. So I'm basically, if there wasn't a wall, I'd be looking dead at this thing.
Yeah, yeah, and it bends down in front
And
of
I'm
you.
waiting for it to walk through the wall. As crazy as that sounds, I'm just anticipating something
yeah.
coming through the wall.
Yeah.
After a long pause of it being in that lofted area, I hear it go up the steps. Listening to the creak of the steps as it goes up the steps, it makes my skin crawl. It's making me like emotional.
Yeah, I can see your eyes are getting teary.
Terrifying that was. It walks up the stairs, and now
it's above you.
Above me.
Okay.
And if the past 2 nights are any example, this thing
It's gonna bend
has
down
sunk into the ground.
and it's gonna sink down in front of it. It's gonna sink down in front. It's gonna sink down in front of you.
So now my fear is it's going to literally come through the ceiling,
Through
the bunk, onto me.
I'd piss
The
my.
sound stopped when it was upstairs.
Yeah.
Got
No.
upstairs, and that's where Nick's mom slept. She was upstairs. So I laid in bed, petrified once again. I got my stupid knife sitting in the underside of the bed above me. And hours and hours of waiting for my literal worst nightmare to come true as some entity comes through the ceiling and goes into me. Or even just if it was like onto Nick, if it came through the ceiling and
You would
out of
see
my
it.
peripheries, I'm watching like this beast come through the ceiling and float
Yeah.
down and into Nick.
This is an uncomfortable
These
story.
thoughts in my head, they didn't make any sense. They were terrifying, but they were happening.
I'd have a heart
I
attack
laid
long
in
before.
bed and I couldn't fall asleep. I was now coming up on 3 days without sleep. So at some point that night, I did fall asleep, probably just out of sheer exhaustion. At some point in the morning, early morning, now probably like 5 in the morning, I wake up again and I can hear Nick's mom. It didn't sound like she was making coffee. It sounded like something was wrong. I couldn't place it. But
She
it just sounded
saw.
like
She saw what it was.
She was acting emotional somehow. I couldn't tell if she was crying or not. But now it's like it's the morning. It's my last day. I'm leaving today. I'm up. I'm out. And as soon as I walk out of the hallway and I look to the left into the dining room where I expect to see Nick's mom, and she's not there.
Oh,
she's
boy.
actually over at the foot of the stairs in the lofted kind of living room area next to this new coffee table we had just put in. And she's standing over this coffee table at the foot of the stairs where the entity had been the night before, the one deviation from the other 2 nights. and she's crying. Come here. She points to the coffee
Oh!
table.
No! Come here. I got something to tell you. Fuck
She's
this.
down on her knees looking at the table. And now I can tell she's probably crying tears of joy. Because
Oh, fuck.
scratched into the coffee table were the words, "I love you." I was like, I'm done. That ended my friendships with certainly Nick. Wolf to a
Really?
lesser degree, but I stopped snowboarding. I didn't go back to that cabin, even though I know Wolf did the next year. The theories about what happened, Nick's mom, it's possible she could have created a narrative, made it about her husband, and then she could have just as easily scratched that into the table. The "I love you." That could have been her. It's also possible
There was something wrong with her. She was in
had
denial.
sleep paralysis, and I had sleep paralysis, and somehow we synchronized and had the same
It's not
vision, and she
not
scratched
likely.
into the table.
Not likely.
Or, to be honest, what I believe, that was a ghost, and that it interacted with the physical world, and it did walk around the house. It did carve "I love you" into that table. That's the only time in my entire life that I've had anything happen like that.
Yeah.
I don't have any other paranormal stories before or after. That's it. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to continue to do.
Okay. Okay. That was pretty good. Sorry guys. I was reading your comments. How's everybody doing? That was pretty creepy. I sent a belated birthday gift. Oh, thank you so much. I will hopefully get that. The way you describes gave me anxiety. Yeah, not like my life story at all. Not like your story. No, it wasn't like my story at all. Not at all. Michael always reacts to MrBallen. I'm so glad you got to react to him. I probably wouldn't like a bathroom moment. No, not me either. Okay, lady, what are you talking about? Hey, Jordan. Yeah, I would have been cussing her out like, you need to get me out of here right now. How's everybody doing? Sorry about that. Interesting. It was an interesting story, but yeah, that was nothing. Like, you said it was the same exact story. I didn't see any really comparison besides the fact that I was laying in a bed when I saw it. That pretty much is the only comparison I can make. But that was a legitimately unsettling story right there. That would have, yeah. I mean, the fact that it even cut off all ties with some of his best friends was crazy. She manifested this thing. Possibly. But the fact that it went into her, you could say that, but the fact that he saw something go into the room and then disappear into the bed, probably not. I mean, maybe though. We want more reactions. That was a creepy story. By the way, hit that like button, guys, if you're just hopping in here. I haven't said that in a while, but yeah, that kind of got under my skin. The way he describes things, there's a reason why the guy is like at 1 million subscribers, because the way he describes these things really is uneasy and unnerving. So he's one of the best storytellers on YouTube, hands down. Oh my God. That's a good theory. She could have conjured it up with grief. And that could be true. I think it was a demon using that to its advantage. The fact that they had such a huge loss, and it was feeding off of their pain, their misery. Because I don't know any person that, the way he was describing how tall this thing was not anything human. The Nile is not just a river in Egypt. That's true. She was in complete denial on what this thing was. Yeah, did not sound like her husband. I missed part of the story. I'm lost. Oh, we just got done reacting to the first ever MrBallen video. Ever. Okay, guys, I think that's going to do it for me. We've been on for 2 hours now, so this was a pretty good Friday night, I would say. Please hit that like button. Again, please, if you have not checked out the sponsor, go check out the sponsor of our video, Fans Custom. If you enter JCARTS in their discount box, you will get 10% off. It means a lot. It really means a lot, because it shows that this was not a bad choice for a promoting. I mean, they really are sponsoring us, and they went out of their way to reach me, so I really appreciated it. So if you go down to the link below, you can click on their link, get yourself a pair of a custom hoodie, custom jersey, custom shorts, whatever you guys want. Enter JCARTS to let them know that I'm the one who sent you there, and it really does help me out. You have no idea. It really helps me out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. I will check you guys out in the next video. I'm going to be debating this video for a while, so until next time, keep it retro, and I'll check you guys out in the next video. Take care. Holy shit, Michael. We made it to We Slaughtered Barbecue. The epitome and the purpose of our trip is to make it to this area.
Oh yes. Food and cattle.
Yep. I just noticed, is that a cemetery way over there, or are those cattle?
No, I think that is a small cemetery.
Holy shit, that's kind of cool and creepy. That thing is massive, but there's not just that one. There are spiders literally
There's
everywhere.
one there. There's one there. There's one over there. And then there's this one here.
Dude, they're everywhere on the property.
Huge.
It's
Oh,
cool.
there's one there.